You mentioned Alex Shelley. I know that you've had several matches with him spanning like, especially probably about a year, because I know the first one I saw was in I think AIW, and
Mhm.
the I think there was like a series throughout a full year where you were working him. Could you like feel or experience yourself growing throughout those matches, getting more comfortable?
Yeah, and I didn't realize how much I had grown until the recent match, the triple threat with myself, Shelly, and Trey,
Yeah.
and it was just a big comfort difference in like my confidence. But the first match was in November at AIW last year. We had another one in December, and then the submission match in February, which was the final of that rivalry. And then from then on, he's like pretty much officially became my mentor in professional wrestling. And I've just felt myself grow into like much more of a thinking man's wrestler because of him, which
Yeah.
I always wanted to be. But having someone like that help your mind expand is very different.
He was one of the people that made like submission wrestling cool to me when I saw him in
Yeah.
TNA like 15 years ago. And obviously, people who watch your work, they can see a lot of resemblance in that. I mean, that's got to be pretty awesome to have a guy who is as refined as he is in the ring, always looking out for you in situations like that.
Yeah, him and Saban were my favorite tag team growing up
Yes.
with the Motor City Machine Guns. So I used to watch them in TNA all the time. And then I would follow their career when they did New Japan and things like that. And then when he became a time splitter. So it was crazy to me when they told me that I was facing him in the first place, but to actually get to work with him more than once and then learn from him and for him to be my mentor now is insane to think about that I'm actually in this position
I mean,
with
I love that this current generation, like there's a whole generation of wrestlers right now that were inspired by like the TNA X division and things
yeah.
like that. That is, I mean, that's awesome. Because, I mean, before that, it was WCW Cruiserweight Division. But from like '05 to '09, me, like I was watching TNA every week. That was the program to watch for me. And we just heard how you reacted to Alex Shelley. We saw Kylie Ray in tears when she was told she was going to wrestle Alex Shelley. Ben Carter, unfortunately, didn't get to because of circumstances. But I mean, that makes me really happy to see someone who was doing something that wasn't as prevalent in that X division, inspiring an entire generation to do that.
Yeah, so I think it wasn't as popular television wise,
Sure.
maybe because Impact was still a growing company. But a lot of us now, we were kids growing up with the internet, so we knew how to find pro wrestling no matter what. So it was a lot easier for us to find, even if I didn't have cable for Spike TV at the time. I knew how to find it on YouTube or something.
Yeah.
So I knew how to get my Mercy Me Machine Gun matches. I knew how to find all this stuff in Impact, TNA. My all-time favorite match is the triple threat and Unbreakable with
Yes.
Chris Daniels, Samoa Joe, and AJ Styles. My style might not always reflect it, but that's definitely like my biggest inspiration.
That's my favorite match of all time. Like that was my
Yeah,
first TNA pay-per-view that I ordered. And when they went on last, I was like, "Oh, it's going down right now. This is happening." Like
yeah,
everything about that, like from Joe's dive to even like that Blue Thunder bomb that Daniels did off the ropes. I was like, "Man,
yeah,
this is it." And like on that night, I looked at that and I was like, X Division title's more important than the world title to me. That's how I
yeah.
looked
That's
at it.
it.
That's
That
how
was my
I
favorite. And
looked
I
at it.
watched that match over and over and over and over again to prepare for the triple threat with Shelly and Trey, just because it was my
Oh,
favorite.
it's awesome.